Good evening and welcome to Office Hours. My name is the Professor, and this is my third video of my series on Ket and our second Ket lesson. So today we're going to learn some important things about Ket tone structure, and we're also going to be learning some basic vocabulary for body parts. So let's get started. The first thing I'd like to talk about is tones in the Ket language. Ket is what is called a tonal language, which means that, kind of like in Chinese, the different words have a different meaning based on whether their tone is rising or falling or even. So, for example, first tone that we see is high, even sort of tone. So, for example, the word that we have written here is koi, koi, and it means your uncle or your aunt. So, very good. The second tone, so remember we have our first one high, even, right? Second tone is koi, koi, which is a glottalized, so it has a small glottal stop there, and then before coming back down. So koi, koi, and it means wish. Very good. Alright, third tone. Koi. And this is kind of rising, falling sort of tone. And this one means neighboring. Very good. The last tone we have in Ket language is sharp down tone. So the word for bear, for example, is koi, koi. And so as we can see, they have the same phonological construction, but different meanings because of this tone system. It's a lot more complicated than this. For example, in some of the tones we say ah, ah, whereas in other tones we say oh, right? But what maybe we should remember right now is this high rising, this let's see, let's get the cards out one more time. High even tone, the glottalized tone, the rising falling tone, and the falling tone. Very good, very good. So, maybe now we can move on to our vocabulary lesson. Before we do that, I'd like to talk about maybe a conversation that I had with my professor the other day, and I was trying to figure out how I would say. Remember not yesterday, but our last class we talked about saying, for example, trying to communicate that you're at home. Well, I was thinking, since maybe where are you is bisingu. I thought perhaps saying that I'm at home could be at kosingu, because remember our word for home or birch bark teepee, I suppose, is kos, but apparently this is not right, and in fact what we want to say is at. Remember, that's our word for I. At koska, and ka is our locative in this case, so it's a locative particle. So I home at. So this is how we say I'm at home. So for example, maybe if I'm on my phone, Siberian hunter-gatherers probably didn't have phones, but, let's just pretend. So if I'm talking to my friend and he says, "Whoa, bisungu," maybe I can say to him when I'm hanging around in my birch bark teepee or apartment, "At koska, at koska." Okay, very good, very good, very good. As long as we're talking about responding to questions, two words are very important, of course, yes and no. The first one, here we have kind of an E sound, and it's, remember, our glottalized tone. So, is the word for yes, and their word for no is burn, burn, burn. Good, and you can see this is kind of a, maybe if you know IPA, you'll know that this is kind of an unrounded back mid-vowel. Burn, burn. Very good, very good, very good. Alright, so moving on to body parts. So first let's begin with the face, right? So here we have des, up des. This is my eye. Up des. Des is eye. And remember, this is our high even tone, right? The word for head. Koega, koega, koega. This is my koega, up koega. And for lips, we have, or the outer portion of your mouth, klon. And what this literally means is the things which part. So klon. Very good, very good. And hand is hungen. Hungen. Now this sounds like English, but that's just a coincidence. It's not a cognate, but hungen, hungen. Very good, very good. And this is our word for arm. Arm is Now this that we see here, this is a voiceless alveolar lateral fricative. I think we saw that last time. But Alright. Now we know hand, hungen, and arm, but we don't know leg and foot, so let's learn them. This is leg. Bush. And this is foot. Kiss. Very good, very good, very good. Now, this is a real treat. This is a real treat. We're going to look at an unbelievably ancient morpheme, a morpheme so ancient that it may well go back to the most recent common ancestors of English speakers and Ket speakers. This is the word for finger or toe, and or literally means little body extremity. And this is actually cognate to, or it may very well be cognate to English toe or digit. So this is a very ancient word, and it's tuk. And now if we pluralize this, it becomes, and as maybe you don't know, when we have an ng on the end of something, this is our pluralizer. So tung. This is the many little body extremities or hair. So tuk is finger or toe, and tung is hair. So very good, very good, very good. And we can remember tuk because it's an ancient word that might even be the same as our word toe, but we just don't know right now. So perhaps this all this talk about ancient morphemes has set your imagination on fire like it has me, and we can move on in our next discussion to talking a little about Ket phonology. So until next time, please take care.